We are on the morning break on the third day of questioning of Mike Dell at the undercover policing inquiry. It started off with him being taken back to a number of issues that were brought up yesterday. And then a lot of questions about Robert Hastings. I'm joined by Donald Driscoll of the Undercover Research Group. The first mention of Al-Qaeda.
Oh, that.
I mean, like, quite surprising.
So there was a lot of focus this morning on the infiltration of ISM.
Yeah, International Solidarity Movement, the Palestinian Solidarity Group.
Which, according to his earlier evidence, it was only a stepping stone. They weren't really a target. So Hemingway took them through a lot of documents that basically implied they were a major target. And it was going to E-Squad International Desk, it was going to security services.
SO13.
So, it looked quite a big deal. And she was also taking him to documents that were kind of after he'd left, but basically, he says, putting a gloss on things, it looks like a smear of Atif Chowdhury.
Yeah, very clearly.
Who was a witness we heard in the previous phase, who's the person set up in oil, key target of Hastings, although it never clear precisely why, other than he wasn't
brand.
Wasn't white, but there's no racial profiling. And yes, special branch would never do racial.
Never. Honest mistakes.
Just all the documents implied racism.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of question of, does this imply racism? Why do you keep associating suicide bombers with ISM in this sort of like not explicitly stating ISM or encouraging it, but leaving the reader to draw the implication.
Yeah, so there was two suicide bombers from the UK who did a suicide bomb attack in Tel Aviv in 2003. Mike's Bar in Tel Aviv. Yeah, it's been quite a long time after that Robert Hastings was deployed, and he was in his list of associates at the end of his deployment. Those two suicide bombers, which he never had any association with at all, was listed his top two associates, and his third was Atif Chowdhury. These three names of like Muslim-sounding names right at the top of his list of associates, like smearing at Atif Chowdhury as being connected in some way, of which there was no connection whatsoever. According to Mike Dell, that was just the person putting it together. It definitely wasn't racism. You can be sure of that. But it was that they didn't quite understand how to organize the information properly.
Yeah, and he kept saying, "Oh, these are just finals, man. They're never really used. They wouldn't come up with this issue of vetting." And it's like the entirety, in his own words, the entire purpose of Special Branch is a giant database.
Yes.
And what he's essentially saying is the quality of the information on this database is rubbish.
And if you can't do a database, then what is the point of the bloody unit?
Like, if your intelligence is not accurate, and one of the major justifications for SES is they need the undercovers to produce accurate intelligence. I was like, well, what's coming out of the SES is not accurate intelligence, and this is, in fact, it's prejudicial, false intelligence. As he repeated again today, could end up with people getting shot.
Yeah, absolutely. He said that the thing about getting shot with the MT supposedly being involved in this fake bomb vest plot stunt against Ariel Sharon, and he said, the fact that he was listed as Arab rather than the true person who might have done it being white was just an honest mistake, a lethal honest mistake, but an honest mistake.
Let's put this in context of Jean-Charles de Menzies.
Right, exactly.
A mistaken identity. This is real consequences that he is not prepared to even come anywhere close to addressing. And fundamental intelligence is it's like, if you're going to make such a severe allegation that could end up in this, you get your details right, and there's no cooperation, no checking, and they continue to perpetuate and embellish these details, to the point is, they've accurately described the suicide vest, which was never created in the first place. Simon Wellings helped dismantle it. It's just the embellishment, or as he uses it, puts a gloss on it.
Yeah,
just incrementally gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just like, you had to close down this unit because you couldn't trust the word they were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to Al Qaeda, because this was very new information about 3 SDS officers being in a cell that was providing intelligence not just to the SDS, but also to SO13, which is counterterrorism branch, and providing intelligence for all the squads within Special Branch as well. This is an area we haven't heard about before.
No, and this was for the whole. There was a bit of confusion around it, but it's for the whole Special Branch. And we do know previously that they do have liaison officers, taking information back and forth, sort of like silo Special Branch.
Yeah, but I mean, it shows an interest in Islamic extremism, which up until now there's been no suggestion that the SDS were ever involved in.
Yes, yeah, and this is very true. And we heard yesterday about that there was
3 ethnic minorities, yeah, and there's 3 officers in this unit. So I presume that these 3 officers in this unit are also the 3 ethnic minority officers.
Not necessarily. So
not necessarily, but
so 3 ethnic officers in the SDS who says they were being sent into the field. This other unit was people who were picking up the intelligence that was coming out of Special Branch and passing it. So they were sitting next, So we hear a lot about what happened to all this intelligence. These are the people passing that intelligence on, supposedly in a sanitized way, to SO13, Terrorism Branch.
So possibly the 3 handlers of the 3 ethnic minority undercover officers. I mean, this is a jump. But this is very new information for us right now. So, I mean, like, I'm going slightly wild. Obviously, a much more reasoned head is taking it much slowly.
Well, I think the question that was going this morning was that these officers were doing it for all the Special Branch. The example that's been done previously was when Special Branch are responsible for Irish issues, and they were would say, "Hey, we've got an Irish cell. We think it's going to do something."
So we were going to be hearing from John Belcher in a couple of weeks' time. He was from SO13. His evidence just got a lot more interesting, I think.
His evidence was always going to be good, just because he is very critical of Special Branch. Having read, can't say too much because even though I've read the statement.
Please don't.
But yes, I would definitely recommend that as a key officer overseeing the upcoming changes, because one of the things that I haven't got to yet is, as Dell's period ends, there's a whole reorganization. Special Branch pretty much gets scrapped as not fit for purpose, and it's the consequence of that you start to see the ending of SDS. So it's all related.
There were a number of other issues, particularly ones that John Mitting himself intervened to talk about. We started off the morning with the presentation of the rent book. Again, Carlo Sorachi's rent book, which we now know was entirely fraudulent. Mike Dell seemed quite clear. Oh yeah, this was just forged by the office to prevent embarrassment for the auditors.
It was to me, this was one of the most extraordinary moments. It's like, and even Mitting was picking up. So basically, you were forging this on behalf of the auditors. It's like they weren't audited that much. They weren't going, having that sort of scrutiny. But Mike Dell was quite happy to say one of the various people in the back office, could be Beals, could be Richard Shaw, could be whoever, created this entirely false book. But what he didn't address was, they were forging Donald McLean's signature, and they were forging the signature. I think so. Basically, this document is fraudulent. They produced it, and he didn't get. It's just paperwork.
Yeah, I mean,
just paperwork.
There was also included a lease agreement within it, which is like quite a large amount of forgery going on, not just a few like numbers in a book that's been bought off the shelf.
And another extraordinary moment in that is he brought up that the back office might have actually been involved in a fraudulent ripping off, say, hey, we'll split, Carlo, give us a large number, we'll split the difference.
Yeah. It was very amusing that when Mitting went, I hadn't thought of that. Well, I'll be seeing Beals tomorrow. So I'm sure Stephen Beals is going, shut up, Dell. My God, you're giving me a hard time here.
And I think this is funny because for me, Beals is a key officer. But, I suspect, I'm going to go out on them, Beals is seriously corrupt.
Yes.
Right. Like, Beals is the cover officer going to Verona with Carlos in Venice. They're all having jollies. He's part of that. So it's like Beals is Carlos' cover officer. He must have known about relationships. He must have known about the fraudulent rent. And Dell's just kind of slipped him under the bus.
Yeah. Something to look forward to for tomorrow.
I should say that Dell thinks that Beals is one of the most exceptional officers he's ever served with.
Yes, yeah. That sets him right up as well. It's only a short break. We need to go back in soon, but just quickly, just before we finished, Missing intervened to say that one of the reasons you've said that the infiltration of ISM was because of a potential, it says in the document, potential embarrassment to the UK government. You've said that means a bomb going off. Is that the only thing that potential embarrassment to the UK government could possibly mean in a document? To which Dell said, yes, but potential embarrassment to the UK government means bombs going off. I mean, ridiculous. He was asked to reflect on this answer, so hopefully he'll come back and go, no, that's utterly ridiculous. Just also quickly, there's a comment here from Mr. Abney. I mean, Mike Dell's rent book explanation doesn't make any sense. Why would the auditors be embarrassed if they discovered some fraudulent payments in the SDS accounts? Yeah, fair point. We better go back in and we'll see you again.